And we are back. And oh my God, Christian, there is so much going on. It's so big that you are joining us on a random Monday in March. Welcome in, everybody. It is From the Pocket coming at you this Monday evening. Couldn't even record this ahead of time. We had to wait until
the start of the new league year.
I know it's tampering period began today. Start of the new year Wednesday. Everybody's going crazy. All this news.
Yeah.
All these signings, and I'll be honest, Christian, I really don't know what the game plan is here. There's so much to talk about. We're going to obviously get a chance to talk about it all.
Go down the line, like the top prospects, I guess.
I'm down for that. I have some opinions on some of the deeper cuts, too, that we can get to. We can maybe save that for the end. We definitely want to hit the headlines, of course, but wanted to give y'all just kind of a rundown. Again, tampering period opens today. New league year starts Wednesday. We'll be back Thursday as well, Christian. If you wanted to slot in your too early rankings on Thursday's pod, I think that'd be a great time for that. We could just spend 30 minutes chopping that up. And then I don't know if Christian will be back, but I'll be back next week to give my grades for every team. I think Monday's episode next week I'll do the NFC, and then Thursday's episode we'll do the AFC. So a lot going on, a lot of free agency coverage coming up, but I'm ready to get started, Christian. I'll let you kind of, since you're coming back with a vengeance, I'll let you pick. Where do you want to start? What's the free agent that you wanted to hit first?
The big one, the biggest one.
For you, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. We're starting with Miami, down in Miami there. So today, it got announced, it was always kind of rumored, talked about, like, are the Dolphins going to, release Tua? And it happened today. Now we are shattering the Denver Broncos record for dead cap, and I don't remember what the amount was.
It's $99 million. You beat it by like $14 million.
Yeah, ours is $99 million now with like the highest dead cap for the next 2 years. Now Tua, we'll talk about that I guess in a little bit. Tua now is in Atlanta. So and for Miami here. We've just become the Miami Packers. Like, I know our GM, John Eric Sullivan, came from the Packers. He joined the Packers 2003 as a scouting intern, rose up to VP of player personnel in 2022, and now is our new GM. We brought in Jeff Hafley, previous defensive coordinator for the Packers. Pretty solid unit. And so I was kind of okay with that. I'm like, look, some continuity here. Green Bay, they work together. That's fine. This new Malik Willis signing, I'm a little. It kind of grinds my gears a little bit.
Oh wow!
And just here's why. Now now the previous regime of the Dolphins, gave Tua all this money, gave him big contract, top of the market kind of money, and now just a year and a half later, now we're cutting him. We're taking on the $99 million dead cap, like the largest dead cap thing in like for a team in the league history now. And now we come to this with Malik Willis, and I saw a tweet that his market value was like a little over $10 million. And now he's signed to a 3-year,
$67.5 million.
$67.5 million, $45 million guaranteed. So it's about like 22 something $1 million. And look, I get it. Like that is very, very
cheap for a starter.
Very, very cheap for a starter. But I'm just like, it's Malik Willis. Like, I never bought into this hype. I haven't been keeping up too much with all the free agency and all that and what the class was going to be. But the fact that when I was hearing Malik Willis was on top of the list for quarterbacks, I'm like, come on, guys, this is ridiculous. And we're slightly overpaying for him. I'll give the brain trust we got on in Miami a little bit, like I'll give them a little grace because they saw this guy in practice every day. So I guess they do believe in him. I do like his intangibles. Him and A-Chain could be interesting. We still kept Waddle. I think we just overpaid for him, and that's my only thing. I would have liked to have gotten Kyler. I don't know why that wasn't a thing, a person we were targeting there. Like, I like Kyler. I know he has his issues with the, maybe his study habits, can't stay healthy late in the, like, hey, that was it. If it wasn't in the contract, we wouldn't be talking about it. But his study habits, not being, available throughout the season, kind of trailing off, probably also due to injuries. But I mean, I think he has proven himself to be a starter. I know many of us didn't believe in that Cardinals team, but that Cardinals team he was on many, many moons ago now at this point was 10-0. Now, I don't believe all of us believed in the Cardinals that year, but they were 10-0. And I think they made the playoffs that year. I mean, they kind of limped in.
They got blown out in round one by the Rams, who would go on to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, it is what it is. But, I think Kyler Murray's at least a proven commodity that he can be a solid dude. And I don't know why we didn't take a flyer on Kyler, but we're sitting here paying Malik Willis $22 million. But look, with all that said, I hope I am wrong. I hope he comes in here, shuts me up week one. We traded Minka too, so I don't expect us to be very, very good, very, very competitive. But I'm gonna put my faith in him. I'm just a little hurt.
I think I was more on your side in the days leading up to this, and probably even immediately. But the more I've kind of sat with it, the more I've thought about it. I do actually understand why this move happened, because I've also heard for a while, like, the Dolphins have been, they're talking at the combine how they really like Malik Willis and how they expect to kind of be in that sweepstakes. And yeah, I also don't think you can underestimate the relationship factor here, right? They don't know Kyler Murray, but they know Malik Willis. They've been in the building with Malik Willis for 2 years. They know what he is. And I think as far as the $22.5 million goes, first off, it puts him at 21 as far as cap hit goes.
It's a bargain.
Now, I do hear you, Kyler probably would have been a little cheaper, and I understand taking a flyer on Kyler, but to me, Kyler, I think they genuinely believe in Malik Willis. They believe Malik Willis is going to be a franchise quarterback, because I think you take.
Wrong.
I mean, and it's tough. I think you take Kyler if you believe, look, we're just trying to survive, okay? Kyler's not going to be anybody's long-term answer at quarterback. Kyler is a bridge quarterback at this point. Maybe he can prove us wrong and show he's not that.
Malik's a bridge quarterback. To me.
Well, but, I mean, yeah, to you, he might be. And he might be, but I do understand, they like the upside of Malik Willis. He's, the physical tangibles and the intangibles, they really like that. He's got a rocket arm. He's a crazy athlete. And again, they've been in the building with him, so they know what he is like. And, even people reporting from Green Bay, they talk about how much they love and how much Malik Willis, just a complete player he has kind of become in these last couple of seasons in Green Bay. But to me, if he hits, amazing. What a steal. But if he doesn't, okay, you just kind of move off of him in 2 years. It is what it is. You're probably not going to be that competitive this year anyway. So it's kind of a tryout almost. So it's we have a free chance to try out this guy we think could be a starter.
Couldn't get that for $15 million. What were the tweets?
That's the big question.
Against ourselves. We were just betting against ourselves.
I'll say this. There were legitimate rumors out there that Malik Willis was going to get $30 million. So $22 million, I was honestly surprised it wasn't more. I was surprised. When I saw the contract number, I went, oh, okay, $22 million? That's honestly not that bad. I thought it was going to be more than that. We have seen the price of what do you call them? Kind of these
Bridge.
redemption quarterbacks,
Yeah.
almost. The Sam Darnold, the Baker Mayfields. They've gone up and up and up every year.
Yeah.
With Baker, it was like somewhere in 15 to 20 million. Sam Darnold last year, off the top of my head, I can't remember what his contract was. I think he got like 20 something million too. So, the thought was it was like, okay, well now Malik Willis is the next redemption quarterback. And not only that, but like this is a horrible year to need a quarterback. I mean, it's a horrible year to need a quarterback. Your options at free agents are nil. And other than Fernando Mendoza, who's going first overall, like you're not going to have an option to get another guy. So
yeah,
I hear your skepticism, but I also think it's like it's not that expensive. You can take a flyer on the guy, and if he hits, it's like, holy shit, we got our guy, we got our franchise guy, and if he doesn't hit, you just kind of move on,
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like into the world. I was just like, really, Malik Willis, but like I do hear you. So, all right, we can move on. Jake, where do you want to move to?
I think we got to talk about what I think kind of became the belle of the ball really quick. You know what? Nah, we should probably for the fans, we should probably talk about the Kenneth Walker signing first.
Yeah, I do.
That was kind of the big headliner. So Kenneth Walker going to the 49ers. He going to the Chiefs.
MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. Going to the Chiefs, 3 years, $45 million, almost $29 million guaranteed. We knew they were going to need a running back. And I thought
okay.
Well, I thought they were either going to sign Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne. Like, to me, it was one of those two.
Oh, okay. You didn't think they were going in the draft. I know that they were mocked for that, I think, at times.
I never believed they were going to get Jeremiah Love. The Chiefs, they have had – this is the third top 10 pick Andy Reid has ever had as the Chiefs coach. The first one was his first year when he picked first overall.
10th. Yeah, you're right.
He picked.
I thought they were at the bottom of the draft.
No, I mean, Jeremiah Love might not even last to them anyway. He might go like in the top 5 because he's that good. But like their pick after that was Patrick Mahomes, where they traded up to 9 to get Patrick Mahomes. That was the last top 10 pick they have had in the draft. Yeah. And now they have another one, and people are trying to convince me that they're going to take a running back with that. It's like they're not. They're going to take an edge rusher.
Or a tackle, right?
Well, I don't think they need a tackle. I think they'll be fine at tackle. Like they could take one depending on the value, but like
I think edge.
Or now considering they've lost Jalen Watson and Brian Cook and Trent McDuffie, it's like now it's like okay, maybe you're taking a corner instead. Like you need to rebuild your secondary.
They know how to build corners, and like they know how to find them late in the draft.
They do.
So I'm not really worried about them for the corner spot.
I'm a little. I don't know. There's a lot of people need to fill spots for. A little bit of
a spoiler. I'm not too big on the Chiefs. I don't know where they'll be. I do like this move for them. With them signing Kenneth Walker, they need it. They needed a running back.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know what the timeline is on Patty if he is starting week 1. I think the Chiefs have been a really smart organization, so I would not be in a rush to get Patrick Mahomes back. This could be. I know that Travis Kelce signed 1 year, $12 million or something like that with them too, so he's coming back for at least a year. But I mean, it just depends on how their season goes. If they're in week 6, 7, they're 3-4, and Patrick Mahomes is medically cleared to play. Like, even if he was like kind of sore, I probably wouldn't rush him back. I would wait till he was like fully healthy to get him back. I know like Patty will be itching to come back, but if he's fully healthy and it's week 6, 7, they're like 3-4. I'm sorry.
We don't got to chat, so you're good.
Yeah, it's 2026. They're 3-4. Sure. Bring him back. I think Kenneth Walker can be that, bell cow back, play him on first, second, third down. I love this move. Eric Bieniemy coming back. I'd imagine the Chiefs should, take a bit off of Mahomes' plate. He shouldn't be your leading rusher anymore. So I like that they prioritized getting him a running back. I really, really do love this. I do worried about their tackle spot, but I mean, if they either get one in free agency or if they draft one, it's fine, or they slot one over there. But no, I love this move. This is probably one of my favorite signings.
I agree.
Very under the radar one, not like very, very flashy. And you're like, well, why did they sign him? Well, they needed it. Like their best running back has been Kareem Hunt since Mahomes has been there. I know Damian Pierce, he had some highlights in the playoffs. Isaiah Pacheco early on in his career had some highlights. Clyde Edwards-Helaire also, but
man.
These guys, they got injured or got old, and they kind of fell off. We kind of know what Kenneth Walker is, and he's young. And I think, like you said in your free agency thing, he doesn't have a lot of tread on those tires.
Yeah, 821 carries in 4 years, which is not a lot for a running back.
Like, he'll, like I said, and I think he can play all three downs. I think he can catch the ball out of the backfield pretty well. So, and then you still have Pacheco there to, give him some. You can throw him the ball too, and I think he can still play hard for you. So,
or I mean, Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th rounder. Like now that you have Kenneth Walker, that opens up where you're not going to be sitting there in the 4th round like, dang, we need a running back. Like you can take a flyer on a guy in the 5th round or something, and put him behind Kenneth Walker, have him play in certain circumstances, have him be like your 3rd and 1 back or something, and you're fine. Just a couple of quick notes on this. Kenneth Walker with this contract becomes the 4th highest paid running back in terms of annual average value, right? He's going to be making $14.3 million per year, according to Over the Cap, behind Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and Saquon Barkley.
I thought the running back position was dead.
Yeah. Well, and Travis Etienne got signed, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But before we move on to that, I did want to say last year, Kenneth Walker had 10 rushes of 20 or more yards. Do you know how many the Chiefs had last year as a team?
0? 1? Yeah, okay.
1. Kenneth Walker had 2 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mahomes was their leading rusher for much of the season last year.
Yeah, this is a great signing. Like, was it a little more than you want to give a running back? Sure, but like he was gonna get 11, 12 million anyway. And if you don't sign him, you're having to spend a top 10 pick, crossing your fingers that Jeremiah Love is going to be there, which again, I don't want them to spend that on Jeremiah Love. I'd rather them go solidify their tackle spot for 5 years, or solidify an edge rusher for 5 years, or get a corner, wherever they got to go to. But it just, if they did not address the running back need in this free agency period, it would have had a domino effect across the rest of their roster.
Oh, yeah. And if they didn't address this, I don't know. Like, even with Mahomes coming back, even week 1, I don't know where I would have the Chiefs, but it wouldn't be high. Like, I probably would have them making the playoffs, but they wouldn't be like a top seed.
And before, again, we pivot, I know we talked about this before we hopped on a little bit, and you are right about the cornerback spot where they are very – I mean, Trent McDuffie was a first-rounder, but, like, L'Jarius Sneed was a 4th-rounder. Travarius Ward was undrafted.
Yeah,
so
they know how to find him, and they feel like they can develop – they know how to develop corners.
But I will say trading Trent McDuffie, which is fine. You needed to trade him. That was the right move. You got a first-round pick for him. But also losing Brian Cook, which is fine. I thought they were going to, it's like, okay, you're getting rid of Trent McDuffie. You're losing Brian Cook at safety. It's like, you're going to at least sign Jalen Watson, though. And they didn't. They lost Jalen Watson, ironically, to the Rams. So the Rams now have 2 of the Chiefs' corners from last year. And it's like, oh, now you don't have a secondary at all. So it's like, okay, so you still need probably a little bit of offensive line help. Maybe you could fudge that with what you got there. You have some depth at tackle, so maybe you feel better. You feel okay about that, losing Jawan Taylor. But, like, you still need defensive line help. Now you need secondary help bad, and it's just.
I think this is going to be a defensive-heavy draft for them.
It is. It will be. It'll have to be. But I'm curious where they're going to go with that. So. I mean, I guess they didn't intend to sign Jalen Watson. I don't imagine Jalen Watson snuck out of the building behind their back and made a sign. Like, it seems like they have a game plan for it. I was just very surprised to learn of this game plan. So they didn't tell me about it. That's all I'm saying. They ain't tell me. They ain't running by me. I did want to talk about Tyler Linderbaum. He was one of he might be my favorite signing of the day.
Ravens, man, what are you doing? I mean he got the bag.
Got the money. They ain't got the money.
They ain't got the money, but man, dude, letting him go,
I kind of understand it. I don't think it was the right move, but like can't afford it.
No, money is a thing. Like, B, money exists.
He did have issues with his neck. He had a neck injury, and with what's going on with Nnamdi Madubuike, like I understand when they see neck injuries and they're just like, we're out. We're out. We're not doing it. But I mean, Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million to the Raiders, made $27 million a year. Christian, I don't think you understand. Creed Humphrey, before this contract, was the highest paid center in the league. He's making $18 million a year. This increased the top contract in terms of average annual value by 50%. And I mean, he was supposed to get 18 to 20 million a year is what everybody thought he was going to get. But and I think what drove up this contract is because there already wasn't a lot of centers in this free agency class to begin with. I mean, you had Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, obviously Tyler Linderbaum.
The Bills.
Yeah, Connor McGovern did. Tyler Biadasz signed with the Chargers. But in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, you have had Drew Dahlman. You had Bozeman, you had Ryan Kelly, all retire. So, we've seen a slew of centers retiring combined with Tyler Biadasz getting taken up, Connor McGovern getting taken up, and all of a sudden, this is a weak center draft class. There's not a lot of great centers. And it's okay, well, if there's a lot of teams that need centers. So, if you're one of these teams that need centers, what are you going to do? And the Raiders, I know people are going to say it's too much money, but the Raiders have so much salary cap space.
They have so much, and then they're trying to rebuild, and we're all saying they're going to, which I think they will, they're going to take a quarterback, and you want to put Danny Parkins. He brought up a great point weeks ago or months ago where he talked about where first-time head coach, rookie quarterback, win totals is 4.5. So, I understand what the Raiders, what they're trying to do is going out spending a bunch of money. We're about to draft the number 1 overall pick, and we're probably going to take Fernando Mendoza, and we got to put a team around him because, this team was not prepped and ready for him. And so I like going out there and spending a little bit. You're going to have, and if they think if he is who they think they are, then yeah, this is what you do. You kind of go out, you kind of put your money ahead of everything. Sign a bunch of people and free agents. Hopefully they worked out with your scheme and your fit. And this is what you do. They got to play the Chiefs twice. They play in the AFC, so the AFC is already really, really competitive. They got to play the Chiefs twice. They got to play the Chargers twice. They got to play the Broncos twice. So. Yeah, you need an offensive line to help combat some of these guys. Tyler Linderbaum, great run blocker. I imagine Clint Kubiak's going in there all right, we're going to have a rookie QB, and we got this top running back that we drafted last year. Hey, let's take the pressure off our rookie QB and not have him do everything. We have Brock Bowers, so he has a safety blanket. Let's give him a run game.
Yeah, I mean,
Kenneth Walker just won the Super Bowl MVP with Clint Kubiak as his OC. So,
no, I think Ashton Jeanty, I thought he had a fine rookie season, but I do think he was fine. It was just his offensive line was terrible. But what this is going to allow them to do is, they're going to be able to have Tyler Linderbaum there. They still have Jackson Powers-Johnson at right guard. Dylan Parham is not coming back, evidently, but that's fine. Colton Miller is still here. So, they have pieces on the line, and I think the Seahawks did not have a great offensive line in terms of their personnel. They went and drafted Gray Zabel. They had Charles
Christian
Cross, rather.
Charles.
Charles Cross, yeah.
That was Christian Cross. My bad.
No, and they were better because of the Clint Kubiak system, because Clint Kubiak is very much, I'm going to set up play action, I'm going to run the ball, I'm going to take pressure off of the line, I'm going to take pressure off the quarterback, and I think with the pieces they have, they go get another maybe interior lineman or another tackle in the draft, maybe in the second round or so. They have so much draft capital this year. This is I think statistically the best any team has ever been in terms of draft capital, because they have the top pick at every single round, and I think they have 11 or 12 total picks. So
nice.
I mean, they have 2 first rounders this year, which obviously one of them is going to Fernando Mendoza, but the second one, they went and signed Jalen Naylor today. So they have Jalen Naylor, they have Trey Tucker. This is a deep wide receiver class. And I mean, they're going to be able to get with the 14th pick. I mean, Mekhi Lemon might be there. Omar Cooper Jr. might be there. I don't think Carnell Tate will be there, but any of those that they can get, I love what the Raiders are doing this offseason. And again, even beyond that, they are really, on the defensive side, they're doing some good stuff too. I mean, they went and got Quay Walker. They went and signed Eric Stokes to be a cornerback for them. They have been aggressive in free agency. They've been moving around their money. They've been doing what they need to do. It really gives me the sense of they understand what they need to do to set up their incoming quarterback and this new regime for success. And they have the resources to do it.
On, in the building to help.
Yeah, we'll see. Tom Brady, we'll see how he does. This is his first real test. He I guess he failed his first test last year because they brought in Pete Carroll and thought this is the right move, and it blew up in their face. But we all thought it was the right move.
Yeah,
we all thought it was the right move.
It should have happened, but now you're moving on. You admitted your mistake, and now you got your new regime in here, Clint Kubiak, and like you said, they're being aggressive in free agents, bringing in, I think, quality guys that we think, and trying to set themselves up for the future, and hopefully their quarterback hits, and with the team around them, maybe not this upcoming year, but the year following, another year under your belt, could be a real push. Now it could be this year. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it happened, but it could.
Well, and again, they're going to still have a lot of salary cap space, so they're going to continue to have the opportunity to build on this team and this. And again, they're going to have 2 first rounders next year too. So if they just keep doing what they're doing, I really just like the direction it feels like the Raiders are going. And they're still going to have, right now, I mean, again, this could change, but right now they're 4th in terms of effective salary cap space going into next year. So, I mean, they're in really, really good shape. So, big fan of that. Where do you want to go next, Christian?
Talk
about the receivers really quick.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Mike Evans to the 49ers.
Mike Evans to the 49ers is
a
first.
lot of money.
$20 million. That was kind of my hang up. I don't love the $20 million. That's a little bit rich for my blood, personally.
I mean, look, Mike Evans, great receiver. I don't really understand the hate for Mike Evans, or he's not that good. I'm like, guys,
Mike Evans is awesome, y'all. Chill
that
out.
dude had literal bums off the street throwing him the ball, and he was still getting 1,000 yards. Come on, guys. But anyway, this move is a little head scratching for me. I mean, they needed the 49ers needed the wide receiver help. Brandon Ayuk just straight up stole from them.
Committed armed robbery, borderline armed robbery.
In broad daylight too. So Ricky Pearsall hasn't
he's just been hurt so much.
Yeah, he really hadn't matured into his into the guy they wanted to. Juwan Jennings is still on the market. I imagine they'll try to get him back. I
I thought they would have by now. I really did think they were going to get
him
Juwan
still
Jennings.
being in free agency scares me a bit because y'all need Juwan Jennings. Like Juwan Jennings.
I mean, they might view Mike Evans as his replacement because like they're kind of similar. Like they're kind of bigger body guys, but
at the same
possession guys. But I don't know.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings, I think, has just been there and done that through like has been there for you for a while. Been big. I mean, Mike Evans has too. Been playoff games and stuff like that. But Mike Evans is an injury risk, man. He's like what 32?
33. I think this is going to be his year 33 season.
And you're an organization that for some reason can't stay healthy, and now you're giving a guy $20 million who also hasn't played a full healthy season in God knows when. So yeah, a little rich for my blood, but for the player, yeah, Mike Evans is, I think, still that guy, can still prove he has some stuff in the tank. You know, he is, like you said, that big body receiver. So, you know, Brock Purdy, we have seen, has been a guy that will take a chance here and there. Mike Evans does give him that option to be like, hey, no, throw me the ball, man. I'm double covered, but I can still make a play on it. So I do like it. I do like the player. The signing, like you said, a little too rich for my blood, but I like Mike Evans on the 49ers. Like that's fun. We're just gonna hopefully he can stay healthy, and the whole team really can stay healthy.
No, I agree. I think it's a lot of fun. I said it was one of my favorite free agency signings in the TikTok I made a little bit ago, which, yeah, I mean, I don't know how effective it'll be. Like, again, $20 million for Mike Evans is a lot of money, and his injury history is more and more of a concern as time goes on. Even though I do think, I mean, he had a huge game late in the season against the Falcons. He had like 130 yards or something against them when he came back. So, I mean, he's still got it in the tank.
No, yeah.
And I do think he will fit well into the Kyle Shanahan system. I just, $20 million for a player that it's like, I mean, how much is he going to play a full season? I don't know.
No,
so
I mean,
that's my biggest concern with it. But
10 games at the most, like that's being generous.
And then Alec Pierce goes back to the Colts. Goes back to the Colts for
big money.
Yeah, he got about, what is the math on this? Oh my goodness. It's
4
like
years,
20 it's like 28 million, something like that.
I'm pulling out my calculator.
Yeah,
that's about almost 30 at 28 and a half, almost 30 million. Woo!
That's a lot of money for
money.
Look, he is an ascending player.
Yeah.
He is one of the best deep threats in the league. He really, really came into his own last year, like adding in short and intermediate routes to his game. Like, I hear all that, and he's great at block. Like, he is a great all-around weapon. He had last year 47 catches. And I like
on 84 targets.
Like he had 1,000 yards. Like, I hear it, but like
1,003.
I mean, he had but it was 1,000 yards.
yards. Look, I ain't gonna argue with you.
It was 1,000 yards, but like I mean, I think they anticipate him obviously being their number one. Michael Pittman got traded to the Steelers today.
Yeah.
So I hear that and I understand the logic. I would like to see a player have a little bit more productivity if I'm going to give him 27. Like, you're not taking a flyer on. I like Alec Pierce as an idea. Like, you're paying him almost $30 million.
He better, yeah.
Is he going to get 90 catches next year? Because, like, that's almost.
He needs to.
Like, I want to go look at this really quick. I want to pull up the salary cap by position and see kind of where he ranks really quick. So give me a hot second to pull that up. Over the cap is loading. We love over the cap, but it is taking a while. So when you look at average a year, I mean, this puts him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It puts him 9th. Ironically enough, behind Brandon Ayuk still, which is hilarious. But but he's making right under. He's making the same amount as Terry McLaurin. He's making more than T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore. He's making more than George Pickens will this year. Devontae Smith, Nico Collins. I mean, he's making right around the same as Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson. Like, I mean, CeeDee Lamb's making $34 million. Like, Justin Jefferson, $35 million. I mean, is he going to be getting 80, 90 catches? I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he doesn't have the skill set to do it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, and so we got to see him take that big leap into number one territory. I don't know, man. I just feel like Indy's just, in the transition tag, a thing I didn't know of until a few weeks ago with the Daniel Jones thing. It's stuff is happening. Stuff is being weird over there in Indy. I'm worried if I'm an Indy fan, but
I am too. Yeah,
I'm hoping he takes this leap. He needs to, because he's making a ton of money.
He is. I did have one, not really, kind of like a segment on the fly. I didn't ask you to prep this. I'm sorry. I want to give I think this is going to be a disaster pick.
Ooh.
Wan'Dale Robinson to the Titans. 4 years, $70 million. Look, I get Wan'Dale was productive last year, and I do like some of the Wan'Dale Robinson songs, but
I mean, look, 1,000 yards.
I get it, but
had more catches.
He had twice as many catches as Alec Pierce.
140 targets. Only had 4 touchdowns.
I mean, 140 targets on 1,000 yards that's kind of crazy. I mean, 140 targets is insane. Yeah. But I just, this feels like one of those, signings we see every year where it's like this good receiver, maybe underutilized receiver, which he's not even underutilized, but he goes and gets a crazy bag and goes to a team, and then it never is what it is. Like, it's never what you think. I cannot believe Wan'Dale Robinson got this much money. Like, it's insane to me. So, yeah, I'm kind of calling that. I do not believe in the Wan'Dale Robinson signing. I'm rooting for Cam Ward, and I know Brian Daboll is there, who he's following from New York to Tennessee. I'm out on it.
I mean, he has the arm to get it down the field in Cam Ward. So I do. This is a lot of money. I would have liked it to have been a little bit cheaper. So yeah, I do feel you on that, but I do like giving Cam Ward a deep threat to at least push the ball down the field.
Yeah, and look, the Titans, they kind of ran the gamut for me, because like I didn't like that signing, but like I love the John Franklin Myers signing.
Yeah, they've been active too.
I like the Alontae Taylor signing. It's a little expensive, but hey, $20 million. He's 27. He's 6. Like, he's a good size. Like, I like it. I love the Cordell Flott signing. Coming from the Giants, I was a huge fan of the Cordell Flott signing. I think that's going to pay dividends for them. I think they got themselves a gem of a player there. Highly underrated. I mean, on the Athletics thing, that he's ranked 122nd, and they got him for $15 million. I mean, I genuinely think he's going to be I don't think he'll be like an elite level player, but I was confused why the Giants let him go, because he was a really good player for them last year. So, where else you want to go, Christian?
From the big guys. Oh, Travis Etienne to the Saints.
Yeah. Fun fact, the Saints now have the 7th and 8th highest paid running backs on their roster.
Oh, because they still have Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is number 8 now, and Travis Etienne is number 7 officially.
I like that. I guess a lot of money between those two, obviously, but I mean, Alvin Kamara is on the back half of his, I think, career now, so Travis Etienne probably will eventually take over that mantle, and they'll not have that anymore. But look, I'm a person. I haven't thought about it too much, but I liked what I saw from Tyler Shuck.
I do.
The back half of this season. So, this past season. So I am optimistic going into the season. I feel like Saints fans should as well. I imagine here. So they got a guy had a bounce back season this year, had 296 touches, almost 1,400 yards from scrimmage this year, 13 total touchdowns. So that production is insane. Kellen Moore, like I said, I thought even when they weren't winning, and with was it Desmond? Not Desmond Ritter. What was his
Spencer
name?
Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even with Spencer Rattler, and they weren't winning a ton of games, but I think Spencer Rattler was having like almost a career year for him. So
just wasn't winning, but yeah,
they weren't winning, but like he was still having. You look up like, oh, okay, Spencer Rattler had a decent.
I like
game.
some of the Spencer Rattler songs.
So I like what I think. I think Kellen Moore can unlock Travis Etienne, and they'll still play well. They still got the 1-2 punch there. I think Alvin Kamara still can bring you some value in here, and then this production of Travis Etienne that he did for the Jags last year, I think will do them really, really good. So yeah, I like this signing for the Saints. A lot of money, but I mean it is what it is. We are in free agency, and you overpay for some guys here and there, but no, I love this move by the Saints.
Well, and I honestly, I mean, he still could go very high. He could still go to like Arizona or something, but I wonder if Jeremiah Love is just mortified by what he is seeing, because it's like so many people had him mocked to go to the Saints at 8. Oof. And then if he didn't go to the Saints, everybody's like, well, obviously the Chiefs are going to get him then. And the two of the most popular teams that people had him mocked to are not going to be drafting him with their top 10 pick this year. Now, again, the Cardinals might, like, they signed Isaac Seumalo, so they should, it feels like maybe they're setting up to maybe have a little bit more of an effective run game. I don't know if maybe they want to go defense. Defense isn't a huge problem for them as much as people think. It's just they had 26 players on injured reserve last year, but I'm getting off topic. I do like the signing. Like, if you have a quarterback that you're like, we need to see if this quarterback is good, especially if it's a second-year quarterback who you picked in the second round, right? Like, it's not even an expensive quarterback, even relative to a rookie deal. Like, you got to do what you can to test him out. And going and getting him help around him, doing everything you can. You still have Chris Olave. You signed David Edwards to guard, so you're boosting that line a little bit. Like, you got to do everything you can to see what you got in that guy. And I'm a fan of it. They still have a little bit of money to play with. According to Over the Cap, they still have, I don't know how updated Over the Cap is right now, but Over the Cap is still reporting they have about $9 million left to play with. It looks like, no, this might actually be before. Scratch what I'm saying then. I think this is actually before they've accounted for their changes today. So
they also brought in Noah Fant.
Okay.
Also, nothing on the books right now, but it's reported at least 2 years.
So, but I mean, that might tap them out, honestly.
Yeah.
But again, like, I think I really think Ben Johnson is going to be something everybody copies for if you have a young quarterback, because Ben Johnson literally went into this last season and said,
"Yeah,
screw the defense. I don't care about the defense. Dennis Allen, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to play with some tough players back there. Like, it's just going to be tough. I'm sorry. Your front seven is not going to be reliable. You're not going to have a pass rush. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go rebuild this offensive line. I'm going to go get some great guards. I'm going to go get a great center. I'm going to go draft a great tight end in Colson Loveland, it might be a top 3 tight end by the end of next year. And we have Rome Odunze. We're gonna go get Luther Burden, and we're gonna throw the kitchen sink at Caleb Williams and let him have as much help as possible. And it makes me wonder if that's kind of what the Raiders are gonna do. Let's go draft everything we can to fix our offense for our rookie quarterback. Let's go fix it. If we're the Saints, let's go get a great running back. Let's go build out this line. Let's go do everything we can to support our young quarterback, and we'll figure out the defense later.
Yeah,
if we have a winner, then we're good.
And in the Saints, they play in the weakest division in football, I would argue. I think many people would argue that. Yeah. So, the Panthers, shout out to the Panthers, though. Jalen Phillips, we need to talk about. This team won 8-9, won this division last year. And they didn't even do it themselves. They had to wait.
It was a random tiebreaker.
And they needed to wait for you to beat the Falcons for them to get in the playoffs. So this isn't really, really tough. So, and you play in the NFC, which is the weaker conference. So, yeah. We get some talent around Tyler Shuck. He makes a big leap in year 2. A lot of people, I think the Saints, I don't know where I will put the Saints at this moment, but I think the Saints are going to be a lot of people's pick to be that,
the secret sleeper pick.
I don't think they're worst at first, but they'll be that, year 2 quarterback. Oh, they take off. I know everybody's been obsessed with that. And I think the Saints are a big candidate in that. And they play in a weaker conference and a very, very weak division. So, defense might suffer a little. We'll probably give up a lot of points, but hey, if we support our guy and we give him help, and we can put up some points too.
No, I like that. And
then New Orleans, I think, is a tough place to play in. Like it's a tough place to go. So if you're good at home and halfway decent on the road, then yeah, you're a playoff team.
I'm thinking we do 4 things here left, and then we dip out. And they're not going to be that long. First thing, really quick, what are your thoughts on Tua going to the Falcons?
Can we check on Arthur Blank? I need to know what's going on there with Arthur Blank, because I thought the point of all of this was to be like, hey, we're not bottoming out. We're trying to be competitive, all this yada, yada, yada stuff. To have a quarterback that has already, you drafted him already, has had injury problems and been nicked here and there. And for you to go get a guy that is already, like, a lot of money, well, I guess we're fronting that bill, so it's whatever. You are bringing in a guy who had a big injury coming into the season, why he fell, and then has had, concussion issues, injuries here and there throughout his entire career. And now you're taking a flyer out on him. I just don't know what Atlanta's doing. And I would hate to be an Atlanta Falcons fan right now. I just do not trust this regime right now. Like I do not. I wouldn't want to. Like why aren't we pulling at this point? Okay, so you saw that Malik Willis got signed. Kyler Murray is still is still out there. We don't know if the Vikings are going to go get him. I think the Vikings are. At this point, it's looking like he's going to go to the Vikings. But I don't know why you couldn't throw your hat in the ring for Kyler. Like, I think you have a really almost a blossoming defense. You just need an offense. Kyle Pitts, I think, had a decent season. You got Bijan that you can just run through Bijan for the most part. It's a head scratcher. It's a head scratcher to me.
I do agree. I would much rather have Kyler than Tua at this point. The one thing I think I can say that made this a reality, at least from what I'm reading, is Tua is left-handed and Michael Penix is left-handed. And I wonder if they just said it's going to be easier to build our offense if we have consistency there, and maybe they just in the building they didn't value the difference between Kyler and Tua like that much, not enough to make to go call Kyler as opposed to Tua. But that's it, because like I'm with you. I don't understand why you don't go get Kyler Murray instead of Tua. Like, if you're serious about competing, maybe they don't want to threaten Michael Penix. They want Michael Penix to still feel like, after he gets better, he'll have a job. But like, I'm at the point where it's like, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's not. This is a business. We treat players and coaches like this is a business, and if your production, I've been told this all like since I started like paying attention to football. I mean, if your production does not meet like you're not where it is, then like we gotta get somebody to replace you. And I mean, I get it. Like Tua has led the league in passing. I think he led the league in like touchdowns or like passer rating at one point in his Mike McDaniel years. But this is not show me that you're trying to take a step forward. This just feels like a step to the side or a step even backwards. Like I am rooting for Tua. Like I know a lot of people are kind of like saying he's trash and all that. I still think he can be a starter if you get the right team around him. With it, but I just don't think Atlanta is the right team. Now Tua he is now in a way easier conference. Now we just got talking about the Saints. Like 8-9 just won this division, so maybe the Falcons have convinced themselves like, hey, we have a starter in this league who has been a starter and has proven that he can do well in a great system. Then hey, maybe we can win the division. And look, they could. They damn well could. Tyler Shuck could be a bust. Tampa, kind of in the air. Tampa's a little iffy. Tampa's in the air. Panthers, was that just a fluke, or like it's still up in the air for the AFC South? So I can kind of convince myself on why the Falcons did this, but still, like if you would have gotten Kyler, who's arguing he is not the best quarterback in that division?
I mean, maybe Baker.
Maybe Baker.
I mean, I would still probably Baker over Kyler, but that's just
that,
me.
And that's fair. Now with Tua, he's the second best behind Baker. Like, I don't know. I feel like they could have been an argument if you had Kyler. But
I mean, and maybe the logic is like, look, when we have a good team around Tua wins. We have a good offensive line. We have really, really great weapons. We have one of the best running backs in the league, and he plays in a dome. He gets to play in a dome in the South. Like, and he's not having to go up to New England, Buffalo, or New York. He's getting to go to Carolina, Tampa Bay, and New Orleans, who also plays in a dome. So, maybe Tua can have a little bit of a resurgence, but I don't know.
I'm rooting for him.
I am too. Let's go ahead and clear out. Let's talk about edge rushers, and then I wanted to talk about some of my favorite offensive line signings. Just run through them. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I know you wanted to talk about Jalen Phillips. So, what do you think about the Panthers going to sign him for 4 years, $120 million?
Again, I mean, the common thing, a lot of money, but I mean, I think he is, like he showed with the Eagles when he wasn't with us. Like, he's a very talented player, and I wish we could have kept him. Injuries have been a thing with him, and, I'm hoping, knock on wood, that he is healthy for the Panthers there, but they got a stud. And if he can stay healthy, that guy is uber athletic, 6'5", 263 pounds, only 27 at this point, so still young and ascending edge rusher. They got a really great athlete there. So they needed the edge help there, obviously, in Carolina. They won this division 8-9. Also looked really, really well in that playoff game against the Rams there. So now they get some help with, getting help with rushing the passer. So I like this move for Carolina. I'm just, again, hopefully he can stay healthy, and, Bryce Young continues to take that step and that leap, and becomes a really good ascending player for them. But I like this move. Love this move.
I do too. I mean, pairing them up, next to Derek Brown, Tershawn Wharton is still there, but I really do like Nick Skirton. I think that this is a move that they needed to make. I'm a little concerned about their cap space. It's a lot of money, and it's one of those where I'm still a little like, how really, like, be honest, how ready are you to compete? You know what I mean? Because, like,
In this division,
I mean,
it's if I'm an NFC South now, like obviously thinking Super Bowl and all that, yada, you can convince yourself of that. But 8-9, I keep saying it, 8-9 won this division last year and got a home playoff game. And say what you will, the Panthers had played the Rams really, really tough. Played them really, really tough. So you got to be thinking in my mind, that could have been us. You could convince yourself if you're one of these teams in the South Division. All you need to do is win this division, and you get a home playoff game. Now, who you play, that's a different story. We don't have to worry about that. All we need to worry about is winning this division. Yeah, none of these teams in this division should be winning a Super Bowl anytime soon. That wouldn't be my focus. My focus would be winning this division, and then we move forward, and then we see once we get to the playoffs how we stack up between these teams that we play against the NFC. But right now, my focus is winning this division.
I mean, I don't want to hate on them too much because, like, it's one of those where it's like they did what they were supposed to do. They're like,
this does feel like we're very, very close to
it's
like no, you're not.
They had a weakness and they said we addressed the weakness, but like to me again, it's like, but y'all aren't that close. Like y'all are like they had $3 million, almost $4 million in cap space before this deal happened. So like they're gonna have to fudge the numbers. They're gonna still have to restructure some contracts to make room for this. But I mean, to the credit, their pressure rate last year was dead last. I think 2 years in a row they have been dead last in pressure rate, 21.4% pressure rate.
That's fair.
I mean, so Jalen Phillips is going to help that a lot, and he's pretty good at defending the run. Obviously, the question with him is like, can he stay healthy long term? And I mean, that's a lot of money to dole out to somebody that we aren't sure if he'll stay healthy. But I mean, just kind of, I will say this: the Athletic graded it a B-. They're gambling that basically he's going to continue to ascend to be one of the best in the league, but we'll see. Moving on from that, just hitting a couple of other edge rushers. Odafe Owe going to the Commanders. Big fan of this signing. He's a little iffy at stopping the run, but like as a pass rusher, he is just fantastic. And they have not had elite pass rushing in Washington for quite a while. So big fan of that. Khalil Mack going back to the Chargers, as we know. We got, who else we got? Oh, Devin Bush and Neville Gallimore going to the Bears. That's pretty cool. Devin Bush just continues to float around the league and do his thing. So that's pretty fun. Fourth team in, what is it, 4 or 5 years? I don't even remember the number.
Boye Mafe went to the Bengals.
And Brian Cook went to the Bengals. So the Bengals got a great defensive line player, and they got a really good safety. So, they were trying to, as they say, microwave their defense this offseason the same way they did back in the 21 season. And they're close. I mean, they're closer than they were. So, so Boye Mafe, they still need linebackers. They really do need some linebackers. We'll see if they hit that in the draft. This is a good linebacker draft. But last year, linebackers were just a nightmare for them. So they still have some work they need to do, and I'm curious what else they'll get done in this free agency period before the draft. But not too bad. They made progress. And then I think that's really all the major edge rushers I wanted to. Oh, David Onyemata is going to the Jets on a year. Alex Anzalone's going to the Bucks, which I was a big fan of that one. Demario Davis also going to the Jets.
Welcome back.
5 years gone, but he back. Joseph Asai going, as we talked about, to the Jets. So, some pretty good signings. Kwity Paye. I loved another Raiders signing that I loved. Kwity Paye going to the Raiders. Just a great edge setter. Big fan of that. So
I don't think you're talking yourself in picking the Raiders.
I might be. I don't know.
Not Super Bowl playoff, maybe playoffs.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think the Chargers. I was a big fan of what the Chargers did in this free agency period. I mean, obviously Tyler Biadasz was good. I wish they had signed Zion Young, but they let Zion Young go. But they brought in Charlie Kolar, which I'm a big fan of Charlie Kolar. So I was happy to see that. But they brought in Khalil Mack, which was cool. They don't have amazing draft capital. I would like to see them sign a couple more players just because they do have the cap space to do it, but we'll see what they do. They did bring back Khalil Mack. And then the Broncos, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll be down on the Broncos this year. I haven't decided.
Damn, how the mighty have fallen.
I did want to also go through the offensive lineman signings really quick just because I'm a sucker for offensive line. Obviously, we talked about Tyler Linderbaum for a while, but Jermaine Illuminor going back to the Giants, so good for them. I was like, there's no way they're going to let Jermaine Illuminor leave. Like, they just do not. They need offensive line help so bad for, again, their young quarterback going into his second year. And the idea that they were going to let Jermaine Illuminor walk when, like, he gave them really steady bookend tackles was just, I just didn't believe it. As we talked about, Isaac Suomalo going to the Cardinals. I really am not going to hate on any interior or offensive line signing. I'm a big fan of it. We got Zion Johnson. I said Zion Young earlier. Zion Young's a prospect. I apologize. Zion Johnson is who the Chargers should have signed, but Zion Johnson going to the Browns, which I was a fan of. David Edwards, as we talked about, going to the Saints. I love the Cade Mays signing by the Lions. I'm a big fan of the Cade Mays signing.
They needed a senior.
The Panthers needed one. I don't know why they didn't retain Cade Mays. But no, I mean, this is going to let Tate Rutledge continue to be at guard. They obviously have Penei Sewell still there. They lost Taylor Decker, so we'll have to see what they do about their left tackle spot. But Cade Mays fills a big interior offensive line hole. They have really let that offensive line deteriorate over the past couple years. So getting Cade Mays in there, I think, is a great signing. And then John Simpson. I love the Ravens signing John Simpson. They need more than just a guard. They need a couple more players. John Simpson, we'll see if he can. He's a little. I mean, he's not older. He's 29, but we'll see if we'll see how he does. It's a 3-year deal, so they have him as a stable guard for a little while. So I do like that. Then kind of moving through some of the players that are still available.
There's a few names on here.
Trey Hendrickson and Devin Lloyd are still available. So Cincinnati, you want to fix your linebacker? Go get Devin Lloyd. Go get Devin Lloyd. You would have added a player at every single level. Go in the draft and get a couple players. That's microwaving your defense. I do like that. Rasheed Walker is still available, so we'll see if somebody's gonna throw $20 million at him. Like, it's gonna happen. Braden Smith, same thing, still available. Somebody's gonna throw a bag of money at him. Kevin Byard, still available. Jawan Jennings,
Taylor is still out there.
Reek Woolen is still available. Romeo Dobbs is still. I was surprised Romeo Dobbs didn't get signed today. I thought Romeo Dobbs would have been one of the first players off the board, to be honest. Joey Bosa, Kyler Murray, as we've talked about a lot. Clavon Chason is still available. Nashawn Wright, Chigo Okonkwo, Aaron Rodgers.
Tyreek
still available. Tyreek, Stephon Diggs.
Which I think he's just going back to the Chiefs.
Joe Bitonio, Kevin Zeitler, Jaquan Brisker, Deshaun Hand is still available. I think Deshaun Hand could go very, very quickly. Just, again, a huge lack of interior defensive line help. I don't know why the Chargers don't re-sign Deshaun Hand. Like, they brought Khalil Mack back. Get Deshaun Hand
Bring
back.
them all back.
You have Tier Tart back. I mean, why not? Like, it was a really good defensive line, and it's Deshaun Hand adds such stability for your interior defensive line because it allows Tier Tart to just go crazy and do whatever he wants. And I don't know why it's like they're gambling, right? They're like, well, we found Poona Ford on the Bills, backup depth chart, and we made him a star. And then we found Deshaun Hand, and we made him a star. So it's like, I'm just going to go find another interior defensive lineman that I can pay $3 million and make him a star. And it's like, or you could just sign Deshaun Hand and stabilize your interior defensive line.
Jake,
you would need him for 2 years. He's 30 years old. Like, and you have so much money. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I love it.
I don't understand it. I love Nick Cross. I'm excited to see where Nick Cross lands. Yeah, I mean, we could sit here all day long and go through the list, but Jamel Dean went to the Steelers. That was cool. So, yeah, Reed Blankenship to the Texans because my Dallas Cowboys said we don't want Reed Blankenship. We want Jalen Thompson, which I was happy with. I was happy with that.
Y'all think you're going to get Trey Hendrickson?
I hope we get Trey Hendrickson.
Y'all better.
If we get Trey Hendrickson.
Rashawn Gary, I do like. I was speaking of another team, is the Dallas Packers. With y'all keeping.
Oh, yeah.
His name? Y'all just traded for Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But if we get Trey Hendrickson, dude, it's back on.
Okay.
It's back on.
Okay, so
it's back. We go get.
Okay. There it is.
We have two first rounders. We get a corner and a line.
We've got delusional Jake back. We got delusional Jake.
Look, we're back. We're back. I'm not saying we're contenders. I'm not saying we're gonna win the division. I'm just saying we back.
Maybe if you get
we're not gonna be a 7-win team next year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
We're back to being a relevant football team if we do these things.
I mean, you'll always be relevant, but
but like relevant in terms of like actually competing for something.
No, y'all need to. And Jerry did say he was gonna spend some money, open up that pocketbook. So yeah,
got $133 million contract, and we got Rashawn Gary. That's what we got today. So if we get Trey Hendrickson, that would pair him with Donovan Ezeraku, who's up and coming. That would pair them obviously with Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark. Oso Digizua. I mean, we would have a deep bench in our defensive line. And again, like Christian Parker's wanting to run a 3-4, so like we're going to have a lot of variety there. I like some of our linebackers. Maurice is going to be probably made into almost like he's probably going to have to beef up and become an edge rusher. I like Demarian Overshone. I love Overshone, Agent Zero. We got Jalen Thompson. We still have Deron Bland. We have a couple of young corners. Like, if we go draft a linebacker, which is a deep linebacker class, and we go draft a corner, or best case scenario, in my opinion, we package those picks together and trade up and we get Sonny Styles. That's what I want to happen. But if we do any a variety of that, like, this defense it's not going to be amazing, but like
it'll be better.
This is going to be the 13th or 14th best defense.
And
that paired with a top 3 offense, you're winning 11 games.
Yeah.
So
especially in the NFC.
That's all I need. So I'm that's when I say we're back. We're back. You know, we're making some moves. If we get Trey Hendrickson, it all comes together.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Jerry said he'll open up his pocketbook, and it feels like it's like a course correction, but it's a thing you need to do.
I disagree. See, I was listening to them talk about that on First Things First. I was so mad. I was like yelling at my phone.
You don't think so?
No.
You trade Micah, and now
we trade. They're lacking. They're just forgetting the context of it. We traded Micah and netted 2 first-rounders and Kenny Clark. We traded some of that capital to go get Quinnen Williams, and now we're talking about getting a Trey Hendrickson or a Max Crosby. It's like, if we get Trey Hendrickson, it's like, okay, so we turned Micah Parsons.
You'll still have the 1 first-round pick, right?
If we get Trey Hendrickson, we'll have both of them still. Because
I thought you didn't trade both of them for Quinn. What'd you get for Quinnen Williams again?
We traded a first and a second for Quinnen Williams. Oh, you're talking about. We traded a first and a second for Quinnen Williams. So we still have both our first-round picks this year. We still have one of them next year.
How many first-round picks did you get?
We got 2. So we had 2 this year and 2. We had 2 this year and we had 2 next year, because we get our own pick.
Yeah, you got your own pick, and then you have the Packers' first-round pick.
And we had 2 of their first-round picks. We had their first-round pick this year and their first-round pick next year. And we traded one of those and a second to get, I don't remember which one off the top of my head, but we traded one of those. Yeah, one of them next year. I don't know if it was ours or theirs.
Okay.
But we traded one of them
My bad.
and a second
okay.
to get Quinnen Williams.
The second was from this year?
And so because we were trying to trade a first and a second for Max Crosby.
Okay,
and they didn't. I
thought y'all had traded the Packers pick away. Okay.
Well, but that's what's frustrating to me is everybody's like, well, the Cowboys are clearly regretting this deal. And it's like, no, we have the opportunity to turn Micah Parsons and a couple of second rounders into Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, Trey Hendrickson, maintain cap space, and still have an extra first round pick. Like
Rashawn Gary, which I think Rashawn Gary.
And Rashawn Gary. I was so listening to Danny Parkins and Chris Broussard talk about it. I was wanting to rip my hair out.
He also believes in the Cavaliers, and I'm like, okay.
They're like, well, they clearly regret trading Micah, and that's why they're making this trade. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What in your brain is computing that? Like they would have flipped Micah to turn it into Max Crosby, Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, have cap space, and they still have a first rounder. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about? I digress. It was frustrating to me. It was frustrating. Anyway, we can get out of here. We've been here for a while. But we love you. We cherish you. We'll be back Thursday to go in depth on Christian's too early rankings.
Yeah.
So excited for that. Fun. And then I don't know if Christian will be back next week, but I'll be back next week to go through my grades for free agency. So, yeah, it's fine, Christian. I'm excited we got a couple episodes out of you this week. So, until next time, tune in on Thursday.
I did not expect to be back this early.
It's free agency, baby. So
it is free agency. And
we might not see you again until the draft. So,
yeah.
All right, well, anyway, take it easy. Take it sleazy. We love you. We cherish you. We hope your team didn't disappoint you today. We'll be back Thursday.
My buddy, who's a Cowboys fan, he was like, "Man, we're doing nothing." And I'm like, I like the Rashawn Gary trade. I like.
I mean,
trade.
it's
not. Yeah, it's not.
Cowboys. We're gonna go spend a lot of money. Like, look, Trey Hendrickson's still out there. Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's who y'all should get, and y'all will get him.
I appreciate that. I love your confidence in us.
I'm going off what Jerry said. Jerry said he gonna open up a pocketbook, and he is. I mean, according to Athletic, is this ranking the top free agents, or does he just have trades? Okay,
he's number one. He's number one across the board on everybody's trade.
Yeah, and I think that is, and you need edge rusher help. You need it. So let's go get the best edge rusher out there. Gonna overpay him. That's just what you do in free agency. You kind of overpay for some players, and you need the help. And I don't think it's that hard to sell Trey Hendrickson about coming to the Dallas Cowboys. Your face is gonna be like right when you walk in the stadium. You're a Dallas Cowboy. That means something. You're gonna be on national TV a whole bunch. You'll get all these crazy media sign. Like it's come to that. Like it shouldn't be that hard.
Come to Dallas, Trey. Come on.
It shouldn't be that hard to get Trey Hendrickson. It shouldn't be, especially if you're the Dallas Cowboys.
Come to Dallas.
Jerry, you bet pay him. Pay him and get him to Dallas, please. I mean, it'd be annoying for me for Dallas, but as a football fan, this should happen.
It would be nice if it happened. It'd be nice if even if it was a 1-year deal worth $35 million, I wouldn't care. Let's go, dude. Please, let's go. Do something.
Y'all afford just giving a guy $35 million a year?
We got ways to we could do restructures and stuff. We can clear a lot of cap
I think y'all
space.
did. Y'all cleared some money with Dak, I believe, and CD.
We are currently dead last in cap space, though.
Oh, I thought y'all did some stuff with Dak's contract or something to free up a little bit of money. I don't know. I don't know how the cap.
We are $30 million in the hole right now.
No, okay, yeah.
But I mean, again, some of that's going to get restructured. We're going to restructure.
And then the cap does the cap go up this upcoming year? Because I did see that the
cap has already gone up.
Oh, okay.
It's already they announce it ahead of free
agency. Okay,
so yeah. All right. Well, anybody, take it easy. We love you. We cherish you. Goodbye.